What if your mind is only operating at 1% of its full capacity? In this video, we're going to be diving into how our minds construct reality and how we can use AI to deepen and get a more profound connection to life, to reality, and to feel greater meaning and purpose in life. And so, let's dive right into it. So, as we go through life, we acquire these experiences, we learn lessons, we read books, we have conversations, we're working, we're interacting with people, we're struggling, we're feeling joy. There's this massive breadth of experience that we have as human beings. And a lot of us just go through life and we just allow our minds to construct whatever meaning they want. There's these like addictive just psychic grooves that our minds are falling into. There's these ruts. Our minds are falling into habitual ways of perceiving things, of relating to things. Some of us get extremely anxious, and that's like our habitual mind path. Some of us get like more down the depressed side of things. Some of us get super judgmental. Some of us get a God complex and feel superior. Some of us get a power trip or a money trip or whatever it is. So there's a lot of different ways that our psyche can be molded. And a lot of people, I think there's this common belief that our minds just are the way that they are. This is just how the world is. But I think the more you start to question things, the more you start to realize that our minds are actively constructing the world that we live in, right? The way that we are framing things and perceiving things, our perspectives, the types of people that we're interacting with, the types of arenas or environments that we are making decisions in, these are all affecting us and either causing us to be more self-deceived, more into deeper anxiety, deeper depression, deeper you name it, or it's helping us gain more freedom to feel more empowered and to feel more excited each and every day. And so the fundamental idea that I want to explore in this video and that I will continue diving into is this. AI, like our minds, can help us actually construct reality intentionally rather than being passive, observers of our life, and rather than letting our minds just kind of devolve into its habitual grooves that end up leading towards, that's why we have a mental health crisis. Our mind is just going down these traditional, like our culture as well, has these specific grooves or patterns or habituations that like we fall into, being people that live in this culture and participate in this culture. But there's a unique possibility for us to actually use AI to help us get out of these grooves and to intentionally construct and create meaning out of our lives. So rather than just like having this judgmental frame or this sad frame or this anxious frame or this frightened frame, what we can do is we can use AI to construct the specific perspectives that we hold and to help us develop as human beings ultimately. So we can think of the mind as a meaning-making machine. And currently, the vast majority of people are just letting the mind work as it wants to. But when you understand that AI is an extremely powerful tool, you understand that you can utilize the tool of AI to augment your own mind and to actually enable you to find more meaning in life. And so, think of it like this. AI is like this sparring partner, this conversation partner that you have. But it has access to the entirety of the internet, of the world's information. So if you want to do this intentionally, what you can say is you can have the AI act as various philosophers, intellectuals, thinkers throughout history, and you can help it you can explain it, the context and the decisions and the things that you're going through, with the intention. You can write into the prompt. You can prompt these AI systems. I specifically use Claude for 95% of this. You can say, give me feedback as if you were this person or this philosopher or this religious figure or this scientist. You can start to see the blind spots in your own thinking. And you can start to kind of dig yourself out of the hole of self-deception. One of my core beliefs is that everyone in this world has some degree of self-deception. I am self-deceived. You are self-deceived. everyone I meet is self-deceived. What does this mean? This means we're not viewing things truthfully. We don't have an entirely truthful depiction of the world. But over time, we can commit ourselves to uncovering the ways in which we are deceived, to uncovering the ways in which we're not seeing things clearly. And so there's a couple core frameworks that I want to lay out here in order to help elucidate this point a little bit more clearly. The first one is that we live in this, social media age where consumption is the primary modus operandi, the primary mode of operating. And so one of the fundamental shifts that I think a lot of people online have been realizing, but that hasn't fully stuck, is that being in this process of synthesizing ideas rather than accumulating them, is the synthesizing process is more fulfilling. Me creating this video based on books that I've read is more fulfilling than me going and watching YouTube videos, right? Like to take all of these ideas, these like hundreds of books that I've read in the past couple of years, and to distill them down into the core ideas and the core vision and purpose that I'm constructing for my life. Get this word, constructing, right? This to create or construct or participate is what is fulfilling. We're not just consuming, we're creating. And not just like creating content, like sure you're watching this is content, but every aspect of our lives is creating. Every conversation that we engage in, we are creating that conversation out of nothing. Every decision we make is an act of creation. It's an act of creating something. I'm not talking about in a religious context. I'm talking about on a personal level. And so when we can realize this, we can use artificial intelligence to augment this participatory process, this process in which we can take ideas and construct and build and come up with entirely new ideas and ways of looking at things. And so fundamentally, there's a couple, if AI is teaching us anything, it's that knowledge is cheap, code is cheap, clicking buttons on computers is cheap, right? If we were to do a quick thought experiment here, and we were to think about like, what skills would someone in high school need to learn to prepare themselves for the rest of the world, the rest of their lives? Sorry. They probably don't need to learn math or science or whatever. They probably need to learn these skills that can't just be replaced by AI. And what are those skills? Those skills are understanding what is your vision in life, understanding how to identify and self-reflect on one's gaps in knowledge, understanding how to come up and craft new ideas and synthesize ideas, understanding how to create meaning out of one's life and out of one's life story, and how to course correct their life and understand when they're not on the right path. These are like meta skills. It's not like we're not teaching people, the laws of physics. We're teaching them how to learn the laws of physics, right? So it's like it's learning how to learn. It's not learning skills in and of themselves, because, I'm focused right now, all my energy on both the philosophy of AI, but also AI, how to build AI agents, how to construct AI agents. And in doing so, I'm realizing that, probably in 5 years, learning how to build agents inside of NNN is going to be completely irrelevant. But the fundamental skills that I'm actually trying to learn is figuring out what is of importance to learn in the first place, right? And I think what is of importance to learn in the first place is learning how to be adaptable, learning how to be resilient, learning how to scan the terrain, the metaphorical terrain of the internet of our lives, and to figure out, how do I glean certain lessons from my life? How do I figure out what skills not only are effective in the marketplace, but also align with this core sense of aliveness and life force that I have, right? Like, there's certain AI skills that I have chosen not to step foot in because I've I noticed that as I started stepping into them, like something just felt off. There's certain clients or people that I've had sales calls with where they describe to me their vision of what they want me to build, and I'm like, yeah, that just doesn't feel right. And I've been doing my level best to trust that gut feeling of like, yeah, you want to build a deep fake that does something, like, I'm not going to help you with that. Go find someone else, you know? And it's, oh, you want to build a, you know, health tech company that's going to use agents to, you know, analyze health data and help people make better decisions about their health. Okay, I can get behind that. Like, you see how different those are, right? And so the education that we need to engage in, the self-education, the collective education, is we need to become generalists. We need to use AI as a tool, not as our master, right? We need to realize that the specifics of the skills that we need to learn will always be changing, but being able to learn the skill of learning, to reject these get rich quick fixes to AI, and engage in the pursuit of mastery over these fundamental few meta skills, which is, how do I construct meaning in my life? How do I feel connected to my life purpose? How do I understand the emotional signals that my body is giving me in order to make better intuitive decisions? And how do I build the skill of discipline itself, so that even and once I understand what it is I need to learn, I have enough discipline and mental fortitude to actually be persistent in pursuing that and making that happen. And these are the fundamental things we need to learn. These are the first principles that we should live by, at least that I have come to the conclusion of. And ultimately, engaging this process of reciprocal opening, as John Vervaeke puts it, this way in which we're participating in the world, and it's opening us up more and more. It's helping us feel more and more free, more and more a part of something, more and more a part of our own architected life story, etc., etc. And so that was kind of the core of what I wanted to talk about today, about how AI is fundamentally a meaning-making machine, in a similar way as our mind is a meaning-making machine. When we realize that both AI and our personal minds are meaning-making machines, we can realize that AI can augment our current process of finding meaning in life, finding purpose, following our vision, etc., etc. So I hope you found this valuable, and I hope you feel inspired, and I hope that you take action, that you hear these ideas, you sit down and you pull out a notebook, and you ask yourself, well, what is it that is my vision? What do I want to do in the world? How do I want to affect change? How do I want to participate in the systems that I'm a part of in a way that feels more meaningful and alive? Thank you.